Hi, I'm Josh from Apt. Here we have the XBR-65X900C. This is their new TV with an Android TV operating system. Also, it is the thinnest LED made. It has 0.2 millimeter width at the top of it. It's a little bit bigger at the bottom half of it, but when you have the included bracket and you mount this on the wall, it does lay real flush against the wall. So super thin TV. The bracket's pretty cool, by the way, because there's this like loop that you basically install into the back of the TV, and then you have a bracket that goes on the wall, so you literally hang it like it's a piece of art. So Sony really thought of it all, and that bracket's in the box. If you want to be able to pull it off the wall and use a special bracket, it is VESA mount compatible, so feel free to shop apt.com's selection of brackets. Outside of that, you might not be mounting it, so the pedestals are included, of course, and they've got two different settings. You'll see a lot of images on our web and all over the place where the pedestals are really far wide apart, but it wouldn't fit on this type of furniture. That's why we have it mounted in the center here in their narrow mode. So you have a couple options for pedestal, included element for going ahead and mounting it, and outside of that, it has no bezel basically. It has this vanishing edge that Sony calls it. So really that outside edge that you see on a TV basically vanishes. So there are a lot of cool features for the style and the way they've designed it, but let's get down to the 4K picture. So Sony's picture quality gets a major upgrade with the new X1 processor. So like you buy a computer, you've got a processor, you want the best powerful computer, the processor drives it all. Same thing nowadays on these smart TVs. So they have a processor to run everything, and the X1 processor from Sony is responsible for bringing the best picture quality to this 4K panel, no matter what your source is. But to make all that happen, you got primarily the X Reality Pro system, and that X Reality Pro system is designed to make everything upscaled and really look perfect on your 4K display, even if it's not 4K content. So right now we're streaming 4K content off of YouTube. You've got a lot of 4K content available, but your Blu-ray player currently and your service provider for all your cable programming or satellite programming, that usually is not coming through in 4K. Hopefully that'll change, but until then, X Reality Pro is going to compensate and really upgrade those sources to give you a better than HD look. So anyone that has one of these Sony 4K TVs can tell you everything looks better, and that has a lot to do with X Reality Pro. Beyond that, you got a triluminous display, widest color gamut available. Everything looks amazingly sharp and crystal clear as far as color goes, and it's just accurate. So that's the triluminous display. You only see that in the higher end Sonys. So this model here has triluminous display, X Reality Pro, and then you got Motion Flow XR960. And that's primarily doing the job of making sure that when I'm watching a sports game or a high action chase on a movie, that motion element is crystal clear. So you've got those three elements all driven by the new X1 processor from Sony to really deliver better than HD quality for non-4K sources, and it identifies 4K streaming sources, or if you got that media player from Sony, that is just loaded with 4K content. So you've got a lot of options for picture quality. It looks amazing with that new 4K system, and that X1 processor is going to drive it all. But 4K, that's the question on everybody's mind. So 4K content. Should I get a 4K TV? Is there enough 4K content? A lot of people are hesitant because they feel that 4K TV content's just not around. So Sony, number one, dominates with lots of content because they have this media player that you could purchase with your TV. And that media player logs into the Sony network and gives you the ability to right away start going ahead and downloading and renting content and its 4K movies. And as you might already know, Sony camcorders that create 4K, the Sony Pictures industry, you know, they're really a part of that industry that's creating the content too. So Sony gives you a little advantage with that media player option. But you've also got streaming content. So all the major guys, there's tons of content available. You've got YouTube content, you've got options from Netflix broadcasting, 4K streaming, you've got Amazon Instant, you've got even the on-demand services through DirecTV. So there's lots of 4K content streaming. And then there's Blu-ray 4Ks around the corner. So there's lots of talk about the production starting to hit soon. So you're soon going to see a Blu-ray with 4K quality. And then you're going to have a Blu-ray player that supports 4K, and boom, you've got tons of content. Beyond that, it's making everything look better. So the X1 processor in this TV is really helping to push everything along, so non-4K content, it looks better. So it's just a better TV to begin with, and there's a lot of 4K content now, and there will be a lot more 4K content. Here's the catch. Tons of content is just coming fast through streaming, not through your providers. And that's going to be the trend that we see. More and more content from YouTube and Netflix. So here's the catch. You need fast internet. Even if you have the Sony media player that's going to connect to Wi-Fi or your hardwired network, you know, these files are huge, and you need 20, 30 megabits per second. And so if you have a Wi-Fi signal and you're paying for cable internet and you're getting 100 megabits per second by the computer, what's the TV section getting? Hopefully the router is right there. But remember, 20 to 30 megabits per second is going to be pretty critical for fluid 4K content to come to your new TV. Everything with all this new content, 4K content, streaming services, your provider, and all this stuff everywhere, the new Sony's got an Android TV operating system. So let me tell you how that system is going to dig through all of these sources and bring to you options, as well as give you a real easy way to control your new Sony. So the Android TV operating system is really what's going to allow you to control your TV and how it operates, okay? So first of all, the big deal with Sony adopting Android, I would say, is content. So Android Store, the Play Store from Google Play, it's huge. There's so much content. And we're talking apps, games, movies. You've got music, really all the content available through that app store brought to the TV through that Android TV operating system. So huge amounts of content. You're going to find a lot of content through the apps, from streaming 4K video and stuff like that. But content is the big one. Now, on top of this new addition of all this new content, we've got how we control things. And with the one-flick remote that has voice controls and the built-in microphone, what the Android TV system is going to let me do is I'll be able to speak something, a command, into my microphone on that remote, and then boom, the Android TV system is going to just go through all the apps, search all the content, and give me results from multiple sources. So really it gives me a great way to control the TV and have full access to all that great content that Android TV delivers. So that's the XBR-65X900C, one of Sony's new 2015 model 4Ks that features Android TV. We've got the full lineup at app.com, and while you're there, go ahead and like, comment, or subscribe to our YouTube channel.